So now what's Doug Wilson up to? His book Canon Press published one of the key works on Christian nationalism, Stephen Wolfe's Case for Christian Nationalism. Doug Wilson is popping up on Tucker Carlson now. Right, he's kind of like playing the grandfather role, or maybe the godfather role of this emerging Christian nationalist network. That, if as a historian, I know its roots go back to Rushdoony, and that resonates with. I mean, we could trace more roots through Pentecostal and the NAR. We talked about Matthew Taylor's work, and you can see Rushdoony's impact there as well. So what we have now is across American evangelicalism, this widespread acceptance and promotion of a very rigid idea of how our society should be structured, and a very rigid idea of women's role, and that is to submit.
I'm curious with the Me Too movement. There is this barrage of survivors coming, stepping forward. You're seeing folks like Harvey Weinstein and all these other folks that are being held to justice because of the things that they've done. Was there a similar movement within churches that sort of mirrored kind of at least like the public facing comments that survivors have mentioned?
Yeah, there was, and it was the Me Too movement that inspired many evangelical women to say, "Okay, I'm going to speak out now too. I've carried this story." Jules Woodson in the film talks directly about that. It's we've had Me Too, and it was in the midst of the Me Too movement that she sent her abuser pastor an email saying, "Remember what happened? I do," right? And then has the courage to expose that publicly, and because he's pastoring another church, and this happens over and over again. This There has been no reckoning. So the Me Too movement helped prompt a similar movement in the church. And then for a brief period of time, a year or so, there was a sense of hope because so many stories were coming out. And there is a thought of, surely when evangelical Christians hear about this injustice, when evangelical Christians who so value sexual purity and truth and doing what's right, they are going to tackle this problem in their own houses, because, why wouldn't you? And this abuse is being perpetuated in the name of Christ. So if you care about the witness of the church, you will want to expunge this, right?